There is one other aspect I want to talk about related to this week's civil fraud trial, and this is a pretty narrow and specific thing. There is reporting now from the New Republic and elsewhere that is along these lines. This article is called "Trump's Idiot Lawyers Just Shared Faulty Evidence in Fraud Trial." This is genuinely funny. It's also sad to a certain degree. Much of this civil fraud trial in New York centers around the Trump Organization lying, fraudulently representing real estate values. They would say these properties are worth more when they needed them as collateral for a loan. They would say these properties are worth less when it was to reduce or mitigate property taxes. This is just like adding insult to injury. During the course of this case, the Trump team displayed information about their buildings that was wrong. Okay. Now, we don't know whether they displayed the very documents on which they committed the fraud as their own evidence, or whether these are clerical errors. But either way, it's proving the heart of the case. Here's an example. The Trump team put up a document saying 40 Wall Street, this is one of the big controversial buildings that's at the heart of this case. 40 Wall Street is a 72-story building. However, the bond prospectus, which is sort of like a brochure you use to raise money, says that it's 63 stories tall. So I don't know of any way that a building can be both 72 and 63 stories. Now, there's another problem, which is, and by the way, their explanation here is that even though there's 63 floors of space, when you include like the cupola of the building and the very top of the antenna, everything, that it is a height of 72 stories. That's their explanation why they are now presenting documents that are causing even more of a problem. Another issue is with the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. They put up a slide saying, here's a 64-story building. But the architectural drawings don't say that. And part of the reason is that the floor numbers skip. They don't have every floor. It goes from floor 8 to floor 16. So floor 16 is really like the 9th floor. This is super common in Vegas, actually. One of the, I'm trying to think of which hotel it is. There's a hotel that I have stayed at, half a dozen or more times for a conference, where they tell you, oh, sir, we've got you up on the 63rd floor. Oh, delightful. You go, the first floor that actually has rooms on it is called like the 20th floor. Then you're doing the math. You're like, I'm not at 6. And when you get up there, you go, this is obviously not 63 stories up. So all of this, is it confusion? Is it part of the very fraud that the case centers around? We don't really know. But Trump's own lawyers are presenting so-called evidence that only makes it seem as though they are indeed guilty of the very thing that they are trying to deny. When you browse the internet with an unencrypted connection, you're just inviting all sorts of people to watch everything you're doing online. Your internet service provider can see what you're doing. In Canada, Google and Facebook have started blocking Canadians from accessing news content. That's something else a VPN lets you circumvent. The VPN I trust is our sponsor, Private Internet Access, because they are the only VPN that have proven in court that they do not log your activity. Private Internet Access is also super fast. If you're doing streaming or downloads, you can watch content on platforms like Netflix and Hulu, not normally available in your country. It's one account. You can protect unlimited devices, computer, phone, tablet, even your TV. Just take control of your online privacy and the paper trails that document your online activity. These records of your online activity can be monitored, hacked, sold. It's happening all the time. You just don't want your personal data floating around out there. Private Internet Access is giving my audience a huge 83% discount, so you can subscribe for just $203 a month and get 4 extra months for free. Go to piavpn.com/Pacman. The link is down below.